Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my Uncharted Lost Legacy crushing difficulty walkthrough. This is the first level, and it is called Insurgency. Or the Insurgency, I should say. The good news here, guys, if you are wanting to get crushing done, and you're kind of afraid of it because you have a bad taste in your mouth from the original Uncharted 4, there are no firefights in the first two missions of this game. All you're going to be doing is the standard Uncharted expositional dumping as you walk around and explore and see little bits of the world as it's built in front of you. And there's going to be a couple sequences where we get shot at and we have to run away, and you've just got to kind of follow the breadcrumb of hints to get through an area. There's a little bit of stealth that's involved coming up, where you can break some people's necks and choke them and things. And there are 2 fistfights, but aside from that, it's pretty standard stuff. So sit back, enjoy the very beautiful visual effects, and get ready for a slightly different take on the Uncharted series. So, as you can see, we're playing as Chloe from one of the other games, or 2 of the other games I think she was in. Wasn't she in 2 and 3, I think? And you're going to be meeting up with a character who was exclusive to Uncharted 4, and together, the 2 of you are going to be moving through the game, much like you did with Drake and his brother. And the game has this interesting start to it where we're doing some of the expositional stuff and it's introducing mechanics. One of the new mechanics is the lockpicking mechanic, which the game never really needed, but it's here anyway, so enjoy that. And then it opens up a little bit. So previously you'll probably remember how when you went to, was it Madagascar or Africa or something? I can't remember what part of the world it was where we went in Uncharted 4, where you were driving the truck. And there was all the mud and the puzzles and stuff. And it was kind of like a large area for Uncharted. It was not quite open world, but it was as big as it's ever been for such a game of this scope. Well, this game takes that concept and runs with it in the middle of the campaign. And it has you visiting these different towers, and you can tackle them in any order. And it opens it up to a little bit more choice for the player. Which is a good idea, I think, in theory, but it's not my favourite aspect of Uncharted. I kind of prefer the linear experience, but it gives you an opportunity to move through a very large area, pick and choose your fights, and tackle each of the problems you have to solve in whichever method you want to do. So it kind of gives you the illusion of choice and the illusion of freedom, even though it's still quite self-contained. So that's definitely something interesting to look forward to. But everything in the game, if you liked Uncharted 4, you're going to like this, because it's generally just an extension of that experience. Once again, the way that they've built this game on PlayStation 4 is truly astounding, because at this moment in time we're kind of in a bit of a console crisis, I think, because the consoles are getting iterated on with slightly better versions of the same consoles, and they're focusing on the wrong things. So instead of getting better games and better experiences, you're getting better peripherals, you're getting better like fucking television apps, you're getting bloody more megapixels and teraflops and all this other garbage, when all we really want is good games and games that run well. And I say we as the royal we, when I mean me and the people who agree with the things I agree with. So, when we play a game like this, after the consoles have been so willfully disappointing to somebody like me, I'm reminded that there is still hope for consoles, because they were able to do this with a PS4 that everybody's been told is not powerful enough to do out, which is why we need PS4 Pro, which is why we need Xbox X and Xbox X One X and all these other numbers that are coming out. And then in 6 to 8 months when we get another one, because they're just going to keep pumping them out like mobile phones, we're all going to be convinced that it's because we need this extra power. And then you watch this game, and this game it's just a tour de force of everything these consoles should be representing right now. It is a beautiful game that runs incredibly well for what it is. Obviously, if you want to pick faults, it runs at 30 frames per second, and it's got a shit ton of motion blur to compensate to make it smoother. When I started playing this, coming away from PC, running at 144 frames on everything, I couldn't see. It's the strangest thing in the world. I found it really difficult to keep my eyes focused on the game because it just looked like a blurry mess. But you do adjust to it, and once you adjust to it, you notice that there's so much post-processing effects, it makes it look a lot better than it probably should. And it feels good, and just look at it. It is a terrific game. But this is the first of the punch-ups that we're going to get into. The punch-ups work the exact same as they did in Uncharted 4. You press square to beat people up, you press circle to dodge incoming attacks, and if anybody grabs you, you mash triangle. With a combination of all of these moves, you can get through that without a sweat breaking. It's just 2 separate sequences, and then that's the end of the first level. So as you saw, pretty quick, not too much to it, but plenty more to come. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this walkthrough helps if you're here and you're struggling, and as always, you take care now.